Welcome back to my second annual Black Friday thrifting for Christmas video. If you haven't seen last year's video, go ahead and give it a watch as it got pretty popular last year and everyone seemed to like it. Just like last year, my brother and I went to Goodwill on Black Friday where all of their holiday and Christmas items are marked at 75% off. They also still have their regular 75 and 50% off tags, which were blue and green. And let me tell you, this year was a lot different than last year. Last year, there wasn't a crowd or a huge line, but for some reason this year, we pulled up at 10 a.m., which is right when they open, and we saw people busting down the doors to get inside, fighting for shopping carts and baskets and throwing anything they could get their hands on in their cart. We walked in, and of course there was no carts left, so we had to carry everything around, which got pretty difficult towards the end when we ended up with a bunch of different stuff. Before we had been in the store for even 10 minutes, there was a line at the checkout wrapped all the way around the entire store. And mind you, there was 4 or 5 different checkouts running at all times. The aisles were super crowded and packed, and there was people with 4 carts filled to the absolute brim and stacked higher than them. Everyone, however, was super calm and respectful despite the chaos and sheer number of people inside. People understood when I asked to sneak behind them or get past them, and I was able to look at everything that I wanted to, even though it was super packed. And this store in particular has the most amazing end caps. Just like last year, my brother and I had a $20 budget to find gifts for 5 people, and I can say again that we were very successful. The thing I love about Black Friday at Goodwill is that even if something is slightly holiday themed, like if it has snowflakes on it or anything like that, it still gets a gray tag. So even we found this baking set for my sister and it was marked at 75% off because it had snowflakes on it, but it's still a useful gift that she can use all year round. You'll see our totals at the end and you'll be shocked at everything we got for such a cheap price. I'll also show you everything I got at the end in a haul. So stay tuned, and this is going to be a good one. And this is the Goodwill Superstore, so it's really quite large. The first thing I wanted to do was look at all of the Christmas DVDs because I am trying to expand my collection of Christmas DVDs. I did find the Santa Claus 2, but I didn't see the first one, so I didn't get that one. And I saw a bunch of Polar Expresses, which used to be my favorite Christmas movie. Did anyone else grow up and realize that that movie is extremely creepy and unsettling? So I didn't get that one. So I didn't end up with any DVDs, but stay tuned because I do find some VHSs later. So as you guys know, I am in the market for Nutcracker, so I was kind of looking for that. And I was just looking at all the end caps, and I also couldn't buy absolutely everything that I wanted to today as I am visiting Oregon, and anything that I buy today has to be stuffed into my suitcase for the way home. So even if it was a super good deal or only 25 cents and I absolutely loved it, I did have to be very choosy in what I decided to actually buy. I did find this Polar Express train ride mug that I was really tempted to get because my family and I actually went on the Polar Express train ride 10 years ago, and it was a really fun and interesting experience at the time, and I was considering getting it as a gift for my mom, but I decided she probably didn't need that. I love looking at the Christmas vintage glassware, and then I saw this is one of the first presents that I was able to find. And guys, just imagine me having to carry that thing around the entire store because that's what I had to do. And just vintage Christmas Santa plates, any kind of dishware is definitely my weakness, and these sets are only $6.99 for the whole set, and then 75% off on top of that. These little cups were so cute, but I decided not to get those. Again, having to stuff it in my suitcase, probably not. Last year, if you watched the video from last year, you know that my brother and I got our mom a full vintage set of Christmas plates and also a full set of vintage Christmas cups and 2 Santa mugs. So you know that we're not really in the market for that this year because we already achieved that last year. So that's kind of why I was passing those over this year. But yeah, the shelves were definitely a little bit disorganized. And then I found this Elf Pets thing. It's a reindeer for Elf on the Shelf. And there's this little story about why I didn't end up getting that. So basically, when we went to go wait in line, the line was absolutely wrapped around the entire store. And we kind of wondered if it was even worth waiting in line for the things that we had found. We decided to actually stash our little findings in a tablecloth that we are planning on buying. morning, just kind of risking it and seeing if they would be there when we got back. So what we did is we went to Walmart and did a couple more errands, got lunch, and we actually came back to see if our stash was still there. And it surprisingly was. It was just taken out of the tablecloth and displayed again on the shelves, which of course is perfectly fine. So we just gathered up our items, but we did notice that the elf on the shelf reindeer was like the only one missing. So at least we got lucky. We ended up with like 99% of what we hid. Yeah, that was just the one toy that was missing, unfortunately. But it's all good. We did get most of our stuff. So we left for about an hour and a half, came back, got the stuff, got in line, and then we set a timer for how long it took us to get through the line, and it was a little bit over 40 minutes. So it was about a 40-minute line. Honestly, I thought it was going to be like way longer than that, so I couldn't really complain. But yeah, it took us like 42 minutes to get to the line, but it was definitely worth it. So this is when we returned back to Goodwill to see if our stash was still there, and fortunately it actually was. So you can see the tablecloth right there, and all of the stuff that we had hidden there was still there. So I was very happy about that. And then this is when I found all of the Christmas VHSs that I was really happy to find. So I ended up taking home 3 of those, and this is what our cart looked like. We got many presents for our family, and while we were waiting in line was when I actually started looking at like more intensely to all the end caps and stuff like that, and I was actually adding stuff to the cart as I was waiting in the 42-minute line, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. So I added 2 ornaments to the cart, which I will show you in the haul, and then I also added a Christmas blanket for my sister's present and a couple other things that I will show you guys in the haul. So crazily enough, my total was $8 flat after I rounded up from $7.23. And this was our cart, and now I'm so excited for you guys to see the haul. So excited to show you guys the haul. First thing you guys saw in the store is the 3 VHSs that I got. So I got Santa Claus, the Enchanted Christmas Sleeping in the Beauty, and Miracle on 34th Street. So these are obviously all classics that I'm really excited to have in my collection. Got 3 different nutcrackers. So this one's actually my brother's. This one's wooden, and it does have the mechanism for the mouth to open, and it's a little baseball player. This one is plastic and doesn't have the moving mouth, but it's still really cute. And then this one is wood and does have the mechanism. These were only 99 cents, but since they were 75% off, they were only 25 cents. Same with the VHSs, they're normally 99 cents, but they were all 25 cents as well, so super happy with that. And then of course I had to get this Grinch. I actually found him last minute and had to throw him in the cart. He's so cute and so fluffy and soft. He was not marked, but the lady did $2.99 and then 75% off of that. So he was like 75 cents, so he is so adorable. Got 2 ornaments. One is a gift, and these were both, this one was marked as $1.99 and this was marked as $2.99. I already took the tags off, but this one is a little hot cocoa mug, which I think is really cute. And then this one's gonna be for my dad. It's a little golf club set. It's super soft. I already washed it, perfect condition. Blanket for my sister. It was marked at $6.99, but again, 75% off. Can't really go wrong with that. Brother got her this baking set, and this was the baking set I was talking about, where literally just has snowflakes on the outside, and it's holiday. Like, this was 75% off, and it's an 11-piece mini baking set. She's moving out soon, so I thought this would be a really cute housewarming gift for her. The thing I got was a roll of wrapping paper for 25 cents. So overall, I think the haul was really, really awesome. Definitely don't regret going Black Friday shopping, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!